You know, I never thought I'd be the kind of person to believe in ghosts or curses. But after what happened that night in the cabin, I can't explain it any other way. Mark and I had been talking about doing something adventurous for weeks. I found the perfect idea: an abandoned cabin deep in the woods, supposedly haunted. The locals whispered about strange occurrences, voices in the night, shadows that moved on their own. Mark, ever the cautious one, tried to talk me out of it. We got there just as the last bit of sunlight slipped behind the trees. The place looked like it had been plucked straight out of a horror movie. Broken windows, a sagging roof, and a door that hung open as if waiting for us. Mark hesitated at the threshold, shifting nervously. "Claire, this is a bad idea." I laughed, trying to lighten the mood. "Come on, it's just a cabin. What's the worst that could happen?" The inside was even creepier than I imagined. Dust covered everything, and cobwebs hung like veils from the ceiling. As we explored, I thought I heard something, a faint whisper. I brushed it off as my imagination, though Mark was already jumpy. Night fell quickly, and we settled by the fireplace. To keep the mood light, I started telling ghost stories. Mark barely listened. His eyes kept darting to the shadows in the corners of the room. Then he stiffened. "Did you hear that?" I stopped mid-sentence. For a moment, there was nothing but the crackle of the fire. Then I heard it too, a soft, almost human whisper. "It's just the wind," I said, though my voice lacked conviction. The whispers grew louder as the night wore on. We searched the cabin and found a hidden trapdoor beneath the floorboards. I was thrilled. What kind of adventurer would I be if I didn't investigate? Mark begged me to leave it alone, but I ignored him, and the basement was cold and damp, and the air felt heavy, like it was pressing down on us. My flashlight revealed symbols scrawled on the walls, symbols I didn't recognize. In the center of the room was an old, rotting table with a dusty journal on it. I picked up the journal and flipped through its pages. They were filled with strange drawings of humanoid figures with hollow eyes. Just looking at them made me feel sick. I pushed it open, my flashlight sweeping the room. It was empty, except for a mirror leaning against the wall. At first, our reflections seemed normal, but then I saw it. Mark's reflection turned its head to look at me, even though Mark himself didn't move. "Claire," he said, his voice trembling, "we need to go. Now." We ran out of the cabin and into the woods. The whispers followed us, growing louder and more guttural, like screams. I could hear footsteps behind us, but when I turned, there was nothing there, just shadows darting between the trees. When we reached the car, my hands were shaking so badly it took me 3 tries to get the keys into the ignition. We sped away, leaving the cabin far behind. For a moment, I thought we'd made it. Then Mark spoke. "Claire, are you okay?" I didn't respond. I couldn't, because when I looked in the rearview mirror, I saw myself staring back, but my eyes were hollow. Hey subscribers, I think you enjoy this story. If you really enjoy it, please subscribe my channel and tap the bell icon for more stories like this.